Welcome to Columbus, Ohio, and the venerable Horseshoe, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, a place that's home to such legendary names as Archie, Woody, Zeke, and Stroud. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 7th-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Buckeyes will kick it away to start us off. So much for the touchback. Here he comes. And he's tackled at the 2-yard line, and that was a terrible decision to bring it out. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. They'll leave it with him. That's a good run to give them some breathing room. Pick up a 3 out to the 5.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Wants to throw. It's Blackman. Fires the pass, intercepted. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
I mean, you talk about coming out of the defense and setting the tone and letting them know it's going to be a long game. Let's do this. How about a pick 6 on the first possession? Nice job by the defense coming out and striking first in this ball game.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32. These two first squared off in 1897, and this rivalry is almost like a history of the sport itself.
So much history, so much tradition. I mean, I can go back to 2006 when they were 1 and 2 in the country. You know, like, these games really matter. The uniforms are clean. The athletes are flowing. There's tons of athletes all over the place. This is always a huge showdown.
And you think about some of the great coaches that have graced the sidelines in this rivalry. Bo Schembechler at Michigan and Woody Hayes at Ohio State. And it's amazing, in a conference full of trophy games, maybe the greatest rivalry doesn't even have one.
One running back in the backfield, and he has it. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. There's so many great rivalries in college football, guys, but I think this one, because of the disdain and the excellence, sort of rises to the top.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are great rivalries scattered all around this country. In-state rivalries, interconference rivalries, great history, great pageantry. But I think what makes Ohio State versus Michigan unique is the fact that more often than not, these are two teams competing for national championships at the end of the year. And this game really does determine the national landscape.
And 19 national championships between the two teams. Late in the year, it always matters. You go back to 2006, #1 versus #2. So always disdain, always hate. Don't even call each other by their names. Like, this rivalry means so much to college football.
And the Wolverines decide to punt it away. Promising start to that drive sort of fizzled out, and they'll have to punt it away. And they'll mark this one at the 15-yard line. Line gets set, first down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Jukes his way for more. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. Ohio State pulled out a classic and won close over the Wolverines last season.
Yeah, it's so nice to know you got a team that in the biggest moments in the game, the huge rivalry game, your big game of the year, they can come up clutch and make those big plays. Ohio State did a year ago. Can this team handle the moment now against the new Michigan team?
Well, oftentimes in great rivalries like this, the game is going to go right down to the wire. And that loss last year, that really propelled Michigan this offseason. They did extra sprints. They spent extra time in the weight room. Fourth quarter, that was a major point of emphasis all offseason, getting ready for this one. They know they've got to dial in this one late.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Let's see what they've got on second down. Now the play.
Sorry, what you doing? No, you're not. Not down there, you're not.
That one is he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
He'll tell you why. That's why he went to ask you.
Right, this guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid.
You asking me why he can't tell you?
That was real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
Complete to the left. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. The Buckeyes are marching down the field. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. He'll come out throwing on first down. He's got his man. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good
But that's what I'm
against
saying, baby. I can tell you what's going on, but as a child, he knows what I told him, and he should be able to explain it to you. What do you mean? They're older than here's the thing. You trying to but you ask why?
No.
Why am I asking why for him if he knows that? You got a child. He's a child. He knows what I was told. I told a child. He's old enough to understand what I repeated to them together. Right, you're asking me, but why are you asking me to answer for him if he can answer himself?
I'm asking you to answer for him. I'm going to have a conversation with him first. I'm addressing an adult first. Because as my partner, when you decided to give him a opportunity, just like I did, give him, we should be communicating that with each other. So I'm going to talk to you first because you didn't communicate with me that you had an issue enough to send him from downstairs. Then I'm going to address number one, why are you going to get split in the door if it's already told you? And number two, why did you feel like it? And number three, why did you? I'm going to address all of them, but I'm going to address my partner first because I couldn't even told him that if you would have kept me in the loop. And before we get into that so much, I will say, I apologize for not coming strictly down here and say, hey, I took the spot until he gets out.
There he goes! Touchdown, Ohio State! And once he found open space,
if I can go talk to a kid, I can leave.
Lining up for the PAT.
Because what I need to talk to him about has nothing to do with what I asked for.
And with the extra point, they push the
running
lead
to
out
feel
a
like
little
it got right
further.
there.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
If it had been like a single punishment, I definitely would have, but it was a collective. So them collectively, they
From
should.
inside the 10, here he comes. And the ball is loose on the return. And they are fortunate to avoid the turnover as the fumble goes out of bounds.
Ooh, offense really lucky there. Ball on the ground. Everybody's trying to make a scramble for it, and it just goes out of bounds. So the offense lucky to maintain possession.
Why are you watching TV down here?
Fires one high and deep. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
How loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it meant...
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And that pass intercepted. Got room on the return. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better
They
job.
was playing down there, and I told them twice to stop playing because each time I had to tell them, they turned off the Wi-Fi box. So I told them again, if they do it again, they go with it from down here. They can't watch the TV down here for a while, and they lose the game. So I told all of them.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that
I want to say it
got
was
it at the receiver position. So if you got
Friday.
one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. It's a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. He wants to throw. Coming after it. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And you must do that against a guy of this caliber. This kind of QB will absolutely pick you apart. You got to get hurries. You got to get pressures. And when you can get hits and make him feel the physicality of the game, maybe you can take that guy and knock him down a few notches.
Quickly to the tight end. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that 1st down.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the 3rd down manageable. Really putting this offense in a good position.
Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's 1st down at the 27.
You have to have clean clothes. You have to have activity. You don't have to have the stuff that you want. So if you can't sit here and open up your mouth when I'm asking you something, you don't need the stuff that you're asking for. You need reinforcement of how to open up your fucking mouth. What does that look like? Reading,
And the Buckeyes are moving quickly down the
and so on
field.
and so forth. Because why aren't you opening up your mouth?
Wide out in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion.
So I'm gonna ask my question.
A 7-yard pickup. It'll be
I
2nd and 3.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion. So everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of his
Why
spot.
are you asking me something if the other adult in this house told you no?
From the gun, looking for a man. Got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Get your face on
The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game. And you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. He lobs one high down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on. The Wolverines will call on their punt team. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And there he goes. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening. Run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, we saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
This offensive scoring position with a fresh set of downs.
You haven't answered. You're not thinking.
Trying to punch it in. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. You've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
To listen to me, but not to him.
Here he comes from inside his own 5.
You think it's okay to listen to me?
And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next
y'all
drive.
come ask me something if y'all forget.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
They just had this drive, so someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Give to the running back.
Oh, I ain't have to ask you why you unplug the Wi-Fi box.
5 yards on the first down play.
So did I ask?
Like it, just frustrate the defense.
And everybody, so you unplug the Wi-Fi box, right?
Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run.
Did you, what you talked to about being unplugging the Wi-Fi box, yes or no?
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5.
Tell me. What?
To the air, it's Blackman. Throws to the wideout. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception.
What did I say? Even when he said that, even when he said, I said, what did I say then? I said it doesn't matter. I just told y'all to do what?
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going
so you
to
knew
forget.
you knew what you were doing.
Of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Because he said Legend pushed him. Even when he said that, Legend said he didn't push him at the time. So that means they were both playing. In which he just said, I told them to both stop playing. So regardless of whether Pim and Legend pushing or not, because like I said, when they said that day, Legend said at that point he didn't push him. And I didn't care to hear whether it was true or not. I literally had just came from in the room. I listen, if I just, because at the end of the day,
quarterback reacting to what the D is showing.
You said what?
Snap in the shotgun.
Yeah, right.
Finds the tight end.
That's what?
Blow he delivered in, banging his way to the 41.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop.
So what?
I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but That usually equals a first down every couple
About
of
what?
carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
We just had a conversation about that. What are you talking about? I said, yeah, you're right.
From the 36, a third down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays
I
to get the
didn't
first.
have a game, but then you asked me, could I get off right then? And I said no, and then you asked me. I mean, yeah, I said yes. I'm talking about no, as in supposed to be leaving right now.
First down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line.
And had they not picked up that first down, it would have been decision time for the head coach, right? You're kind of in no man's land on the fridge. Are you trying a long field goal? Are you going for it on fourth down? But because of the execution there and the nice throw, let's keep this drive going. Let's see if we can get 6.
They go to the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Because in regards to what am I considering? If we said you came in and said something about the game, you had a conversation about the game, and the only thing that was supposed to be done was to go take a trip, and I gave you the time frame in which they said.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they
Unleashes one deep. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they tack on the extra point for a 35-0 lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fair catch.
Right, you just made that point. What are you talking before that? You just said while you're on the game. I said, what do you mean? Because I'm drafting. You said no, you're on the game, and I said, okay, babe, you're right. What are you talking about?
Guys, here come those maize and blue wing helmets on offense. After
Why can't I if I'm already on the game and nothing? What?
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And he's got it inside the 15-yard line. Touchdown, Michigan. And once he got loose, it was all over.
Because I'm already on the game, and I said I apologize. What are you talking about? I said I apologize. You're right. I'm already apologizing. I'm already on the game. What are we talking about?
That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, but a touchdown.
What comes with change if I'm already on the game?
Team on the field as they'll send this one away. A rather inauspicious start with the kickoff out of bounds and great field position for this offense.
Okay.
Offense getting set for first down. From the gun, they'll try.
What do you mean? You're sitting here talking after we had a whole conversation about the game. I'm supposed to turn right back around and say it over. Like what? How didn't we? You came in the room. You said, I said, what's wrong? You said on the game. What? If I'm already on the game and I say we not leaving until a certain time, what else am I going to be doing?
These small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Trying play action. Grab near the sticks. It's Johnson.
What else do you got to return in? Because you said you had told me you was doing all of that. You didn't say you didn't come in and say you had to do all this. So now all of a sudden you got to go run more errands. Because matter of fact, now I'm thinking about it. They literally just asked you, did you have any more errands? And you said no. So now all of a sudden you got so much to do.
The offense will put it
so what did you say
from
then?
The 47 on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. That pass is incomplete.
And I tell you what, we've kind of gotten to the point where we expect QBs to be robots and just never to miss and always put it right on the face mask or right on the numbers. And right there, you could tell.
So now I'm handling you a certain type of way? Like, what?
Tapping his helmet saying, hey, that's my bad.
How am I talking to you? I'm not talking to you any type of way. What are you talking about? So how am I handling?
A 6-yard pickup that leaves them with 3rd and 4.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Third down play from the gun. Receiver looks it in. It's complete.
We just communicated. What are you talking about? We had a whole conversation.
Hauled it in and just kept right on running to the hallelujah land. days in the history of the Buckeyes, and this might put this guy right at the top of the list for a single game.
And that list of names is incredible. Like, we could go down the list of so many guys that have been such great playmakers, so dynamic. So to think about putting yourself in that category, we're going to be talking about winning trophies and this guy being an All-American by season's end.
He's got great speed. Oh, what vision. Can they catch him? They won't get him. It's a touchdown. Lining up to add another. Bangs it through for an extra point. What a return that one was. 95 yards. He took it back for 6. They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. From inside his own 15,
you may not have to say any word that you need to talk about.
And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Back to the line after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 37.
So, I don't know what.
He's looking to throw. Escapes trouble. Fires to the tight end. At the 45 on its way. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line.
Defense, what are we doing? You can't miss that guy.
I know. I'll check it in a minute. Why am I being first to check it?
You didn't see him line up. You know where he is. You knew coming into the game, he's a weapon. That had to be a coverage pass.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought
What'd you
down.
say?
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance.
What matter? I just told you he said he ain't going to be free until 7:15, 7:30.
Take a little bit at a time just to keep that defense.
It's 7:11.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. He'll try to do it himself. Quarterback, and he can't hold on to the ball at the end of this big game. They recover their own fumble. Somehow, who knows how they got that thing back. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. The Buckeyes have it in scoring position on 1st and goal.
What are you talking about?
Well, why does that matter? Why does that say this? Why does that say that? All of that triggers my phone.
I didn't say that. What are you talking about?
He's going to pass. Tight end finds a soft spot. Touchdown, Buckeyes! And they take it in for 6
I didn't say anything about why. What are you talking about? All I said was we just had a conversation. Why do I need to turn it right back around if we just had a conversation about the same thing?
Move on to the next game. Start working on the next opponent. This one's over.
Wow.
So they got the touchdown now going to
Do I have to have a conversation about the same thing? What do you mean? It is the same thing. What? You just said I should...
He'll start the return inside his 5.
So what's the difference?
And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Looking deep. And he holds it in at the 30. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. This offense capable of exploding
Why
at
would
any
we be
moment.
getting
Now
up
they're
if
set
I
up
just
inside the 30
said...
with a 1st and 10.
Huh? If I just said he ain't going to be free till a certain time.
It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds
So what?
remaining.
You never said this. So here we go once again. What else are we supposed to do when we leave out there? Because you never told me we were doing anything else besides going there and grabbing something to eat. So
We're seeing that again in this game. Just hasn't been able to put the ball where he wants.
you've been on the phone with me the whole time. You the one that told me on the phone that we were supposed to be.
Another interception.
So what are you talking about then?
This guy just can't
Because you
find
had
his
ample
own
opportunity to
players.
tell me we had
And
to
he'll
do something
be
else.
brought down, and that's how we'll end the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
For what?
The kickoff unit about to go to work.
Number 13, set to advance on the football.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Hold it, finds his man on the left. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is.
So catering to you is turning around to have the same conversation we just had? Like what?
People miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right.
How is it if you just came in the room and said
maximize those types of runs and he gets it out to the 41.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
After the productive first down play at 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Makes his connection. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
They'll run it from the gun. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
But if I sit here and tell you that I have to work,
leaves it with the running back. He get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. He's piled up 87 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. He stopped just short of the goal line at the one. An explosive play has him set up.
It depends on what I'm doing.
The reason why this team has the lead in this game is because of plays like that. They know they've got firepower throwing the ball. They've got the dudes outside that can make things happen. You saw it.
Touchdown, Ohio State. And the punishment has been extended. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point. They've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You've got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry, get some emotion, get some momentum on your side.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
So you just said no. So what I'm supposed to say, right? But if I say yeah, then what?
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And it's nice to be the middle of the field safety. That's my responsibility. I own the middle. If you want to come across the middle, I'm going to hit you. If you want to throw it across the middle, I'm going to do a good job breaking on the football. Unbelievable job. You've got to have vision on the quarterback. See it, break it, go get it, give me that INT.
I'm talking about team game. I'm not talking about team draft. I'm talking about team game.
It's all the same thing. Whether I'm drafted in a game, I'm still on the game. If I have to get up and leave it while I'm doing this, I could. So what are we saying?
Leaves it with the back. Productive 4-yard gain there on the ground as he gets it down to the 31.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish
the draft had already started.
Their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game, running the football.
You said what?
On third down, he drops to throw. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. And this field goal attempt will be a 48-yarder and not straight on from the left side.
Consideration of what? Like I just said, I didn't think I needed to have the same conversation I just had.
And it's no good. He missed it. They blow the field goal. Something finally goes wrong.
Ohio State 55, Michigan 14.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Mistakes are going to happen as they did on that last drive. Now how will they respond, Jesse? And he throws another interception. What a nice play on the pick. Didn't find much running room. They'll let it slide. They've got it at the 49. The offense starts with a short field.
I mean, you said that went through fine, I guess. I mean,
they'll run it out of the shotgun.
I mean, then again, that I'm sitting there thinking about it, did it? Because at this point, okay, so the whole exchange didn't get played again because if I'm sitting there saying, if I'm assuming that we just had a conversation, and now I got to turn around and say they have the same thing.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Maybe some confusion on the snap count. It's going to be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Second down coming up. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Maybe that stop is a good sign for this defense. Maybe the defense is starting to figure it out. Obviously, offense has been running the football with so much success. Something has to change.
Say that again?
That was a good start.
Now, they missed a field goal on the last drive, but you need to get points here.
I'm not understanding what you're asking.
So they need to pick up some yardage to at least get in range for their kicker. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue to feed this workhorse.
He'll toss it. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there.
I think a lot of running backs kind of gravitate towards that sideline. They want to bounce. They want to get out wide. When a lot of times I think
why. I just explained to you my point of thinking. So because what do you mean?
Like something positive instead of stringing it out, stepping out of bounds, and it being a negative play like it was there.
You've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Ohio State 55, Michigan 14.
They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone.
What do you mean? I just said I didn't know I had to have the same conversation I just had. You came in the room and I said, what's wrong? You said this. I said, what is this? You said this. I said, what are you talking about? You said the game. I said, I'm not playing the game. You said, you're on the game. I said, because I'm dragging. You said, you're on the game. I said, so because I'm literally on the game, period. You said, yeah. I said, okay, babe, my bad. I apologize. What are you talking about? I'm still on the game. Like what? So once again, why am I saying the same thing I just said I apologize for? Like what?
And that is not the optimal solution there. The kickoff out of bounds, and the offense will have a little bit easier time of things. Offense set on first down. He'll try the right side. Dances away from one. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46.
And I'm confused as how I became the topic of subject and Messiah. What?
Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and have a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably I'm going to need these runs.
I was already on the game. Like, I'm not understanding what is the difference. If I'm on the game, I'm on the game. Whether I'm drafting, looking, watching, playing, I'm on the game. Like, what?
That's happening in this game. They are just not.
Well, make it make sense. I've been saying it's not making sense. You're saying the same thing in my eyes. So make it make sense as to what you're saying. How aren't you? I just explained to you. You said I'm on the game. I just said I just specifically as in what you're saying. I said because I'm drafting. You said no. You're on the game. I'm on the game. I apologize for being on the game. What are we talking about?
And the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense working from the pistol.
I'm still on the game.
Looking to throw. It's Blackman. Going for it all. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the...
You was in the bathroom. You've been in the bathroom since you came in the house. What are you talking about? But you giving me suggestions I should have done and not taking the fact that you was in the bathroom. How do you know I wouldn't? Like, what are we talking about?
Trying to do this.
But you're giving me suggestions as to what I should have done and not taking account of the fact. Like, how are you sitting here telling me what I should have done and you was in the bathroom me? So what? What?
Out of the gun to give to the back. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock
what does that have to do with the fact that regardless of that, you're still in the bathroom?
They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead, you want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, David, and that's something that we've seen, I think.
Because at the end of the day, you're still making an excuse. Like, you're sitting here telling me what I should have done or what I could have done, but you don't know what I would have done because you was in the bathroom. But you want to give me suggestions as to what I could have and should have done. Make it make sense.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Unloads to the wideout.
What?
He got a hand in there, knocks it away.
What do you mean did I call on my
Well, I
friend?
know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy has had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a
Sure,
really
what
nice
about
job with his decision making.
Talked to my brother and I talked to Steve.
Just really helped keep this offense on schedule.
I didn't talk to him or anything. I told him that you told me to ask him all the ask me to call him. What do you mean?
The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
You asked me to call them, and I don't know what I'm calling them for. I just said I'm guessing you may. I mean, he said, so what am I? What is you doing? I said I don't know. I guess I usually want to make you or see if you're available. That's all I had to answer.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind. Some players can't do that real well.
So
and it leads to
call
more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can
How?
help him
Because I did what you asked.
running game going here and also
You
give
said,
him
can I call one of them?
Throws for the
What?
tight
So what did I do?
end.
So
The sophomore
what?
has to get that one out.
Please tell me what I did different there.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force.
And the ball
Ooh,
is
I don't know.
intercepted. They got him down pretty quickly after the pick, but now they've got
Okay,
him.
so who are you talking to?
I just said I actually
The number one objective for a defense is to
Great.
make the offense one-dimensional. Well, trailing
Yeah.
this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Made a little something out of that run. He picked up a couple down to the 14.
You said that he keeps giving them all the information and that they're not understanding where I am coming from. And if they are there
going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone.
They want you as a person to feel it.
Give to the back. Spins away from the defense. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive.
Not necessarily.
The Buckeyes line it up.
But what does that have to do? I just told, because I just said that I told them that when he asked what are we doing, I said I'm guessing for y'all to be available later. What do you mean? Still have a conversation. So what are you asking me exactly? You said what? He said he should be. Just call him. I don't know. That's it. Oh my God. What? What was I supposed to protect you under? What?
Second and goal. Quarterback checking off. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Looking for the score. Touchdown Buckeyes.
So what?
The route is on. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win.
How is that not what you're talking about? What you just said so we can both talk to that. If I just said to make yourself available so we can have a conversation, what is different about what you're saying and what I'm saying? Like what?
They're not always used to being in that position when they play against Michigan. But David, in the second half here, it's all Buckeyes.
Yeah, and you know you got to be physical. When you play the Wolverines, you know the type of brand.
You ain't asked me about it since earlier. I haven't thought about it since earlier.
They have been ready. They were ready for the game, and they've handled business.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Well, this has pretty much been an evisceration, an old-fashioned stomping, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, this is one of those games where you're not...
He throws back across his body, and it's picked off.
You said what?
Got some room to run. And he will roll into the end zone.
You said that's what?
Touchdown, Ohio State.
Yeah.
They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some pop. He hurls one deep down the left side. And they took a shot on that one, but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things.
He'll off one deep down the left side. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. And the Wolverines will send out the punt unit. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes. If you do choose to rub a little salt in and keep chucking and keep scoring, I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go and play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop.
There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did.